Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all. During the week, I released a video. I talked about character change and what we do during the character change in order to take advantage of the market. That's the least I could do for us. Like on this channel, I don't really give trade setup. I don't call trade setup except once in a while. I have other things I'm doing. But it's good to teach us so that you can take an informed decision yourself. You know at what point you want to execute your trade and at what point you are going to get out of your trade. I will still talk about the structure change and when something is not in play or the character has changed in a way, because when the character change, at that point in time, you can get modified structure. So we must know what it's all about. And when you are trying to look at your structure, you're going to look at the bullish side of your structure. You're going to look at the bearish side of your structure, but take an informed decision. Trade is seen in the immediate, the intermediate, and the long term. So you must know what the long term is telling you as per that trade, what the intermediate is telling you, and what the immediate is telling you. And the point of switching also from the immediate to the intermediate time frame, and switching also to the long time time frame. We must know what it's all about. Now I'm going to start with DXY and try to show you what is different also looking at the US dollar index. Let me quickly switch to the daily time frame. So the daily time frame, of course, we agree that what has been happening is that we've been correcting to the downside. And this for now should be taken as a correction for equal length. But when we're going to break to the downside is what we don't know. But we have to be careful. We have to study what exactly is happening. So you will notice that after this initial correction here and the longest extended flag that we have here, everything has been so small in between. The recent longest move, it's this now. And this one so far are taking more than how many weeks now? And we are still within this. We are not able to erase this length, okay? And so what we want to see is that we don't want price pushing up to break this point. That's the first thing we don't want to see. In the immediate, this price breaking this will be like an intermediate. But in the immediate, we don't want to see price breaking this top. And if it broke it or if it breaks it, it shouldn't break this top. So that is what we are saying. And if it breaks above here, that's a long thing. That means we have to recalibrate because the structure to the downside is not complete. And they can make a mess around this area, do whatever they want to do, and they will still trust when you least expect to the downside. But for now, we are still calling that price should not take this top and talk less of this top around this area. So we expect that price is going to break to the downside. Now, let's now look inward here and let's see what we have. This is what we have. Remember when we were coming down here, this looks so corrective. So corrective nature of price is not just enough, because when price is correcting, it might just be giving us an ending diagonal, or if it's going to kick to up, you might be expecting a leading diagonal. So we must know that this ending structure does not mean that price is correcting for further upside. Like here too, we must know that. Just like here, when we're coming down, is an ending structure here also. Probably price gave an ending structure around this area, the last thrust to the downside, and the first move and correction, and a further move to the downside. That was what probably we noticed here. The first impulse is very, very important for us to decide what price wants to do. Now, if I come back to this point, to this area, I want us to know something. I think I said that in a corrective format, a C wave is impulsive. A C wave is impulsive. It's only in a zigzag that you expect impulse in wave A and wave C. In a flat, C is where you see an impulse. A and B wave may not give you an impulse, but at least it's expected in a C wave. You must also have that. In a motive wave, we see an impulse in wave 1, wave 3, and wave 5. So that means in a 5-wave structure, we should see like 3 impulses in 1, 3, and 5. I'm just building something for us to know that in an impulse, a motive wave, 1, 3, and 5 will give us an impulse. In corrective wave, C would always give us impulse, except in a zigzag that we expect A and C to give us impulse. Okay, with that said, let's look at this on the daily. Even if this is a wave, internal structure for us to move to the downside, and after this corrective wave, maybe 1 and 2 and all of that, we had this impulse to the downside. And after this impulse to the downside, we can only see ourselves correcting DXY to the upside. Because after this move, what we have been doing is correcting to the upside, and we are yet to erase here. So for us, we don't want us to break a retracement beyond 88. Most times, if we are going to come to the downside, usually price will react within 76, 78 to the downside if we are coming to the downside. But rarely price will not do more than 88 or 85 if we are to still to break the downside, except something else is going to happen. I don't expect this price to touch 90 for instance. I think we should begin to see movement to the downside again. Now, but in terms of structure, you know, like I said, if you look at this structure, in the intermediate, it is bearish. That is what we are seeing. In the intermediate, from here, it is bearish. We'll still expect a bearish move to the downside. In the long time, if you look at the structure, what it has given us, right from coming from the downside, like this one will tell us is bullish, right? So will tell us it's bullish. But we need to now see this structure complete itself before we can say we are still bullish, okay? Right from here to here, with what we are seeing, we are still bullish. We are still running against this bullish move. That is on the long time. Now, in the intermediate, we are bearish, and we still believe that this bearish move is not complete. If we have an A and we have a C, we should have, a B, we should have a C. Now, the extent of this C will tell us if we are switching to a bearish trend, and the bullish trend is over, but still we are correcting. So that's in the intermediate, we are still bearish. In the immediate now that we are seeing a bullish move. We are open and we are looking at the possibility of us having an interchange and switching back to the intermediate, which is the bearish move. And that is what we are looking at. So, and against this top, and maximum against this top. But this top, it's a tough call that we want to see price, what is price going to do against this top here. This top here. Now, so let me go back and zoom. So we've gone past this. This is where we are, because after this move to the downside, this is the next move away to the upside. Then we want to see the next move to the downside again without breaking this top. So, and we have to interpret what is playing out here. We have to interpret it. So on that daytime frame, we can see this as a first impulse to the downside here, and we cannot begin to see this as a correction. So this may be seen as a correction, and this in the middle may be viewed as a B, a wave B, which had formed in the direction of the market or the trade if we are to go down. So this first push is seen as a wave A of B, B of B, and a C of B. We see this as what? As a C wave. When we look at whatever has played out around this area, we are seeing them as a triad of A, B, C, an A wave which is short, and it's like it's growing like a flat formation here, probably an extended flat, and that is what it's going out like, which is an A here, A, B, C of a B, and this is going as a C wave. And inside of a C wave in itself, we now begin to see a move, the first move here, which is impulsive, which looks like an A and a B wave to the downside. And the last C is what I believe we are seeing, the C wave to the upside. So we are going to see an A, B, and a C. And the C, you might be expecting an 100 here to give you a zigzag. It might not. The most important thing is that if you are still going to come down, we'll look at the retracement here to the downside, that it does not go beyond. So if 100 is going to go beyond the limit of the corrective retracement to the upside, then this might be truncated. I think I said that in one of my videos. So let me try to zoom. Now, so for now, we are almost at 76 retracement of this entire run to the upside. If I bring out my drawing, I say this is like A and B and a C. 88 is here. No, 88 is here. 85, I believe, is here. So yes, 88 is here, 85 is here, and 76, the price is almost touching at 76, 78 area. That area, it's very strong for price. If you're going to wait for 100% retracement, price may not take that. If we come from the green area here, back to the top of this move here, that's where it ended. And back to the yellow line here, the 100 extension has been broken around this area. So, of course, zigzag also, we can technically say that zigzag had been formed also, because it's an 100. So, then if anything that happens as in truncation, you won't say it's not zigzag. So you can understand that if it's a bit extend to about 127, which is still what you can expect in a zigzag. So what is going on is a zigzag. Of course, it's past 100 extension of a zigzag. So we can see a straight A wave, a B wave, and the last C wave is what we are dealing with. And the last of the C also is broken into three parts, and A, B, C, but the C is likely to be truncated for us to move to the downside. So we should be looking for a bearish move very soon. That's what I'm saying. Now, having said that, let's go inside of a 4-hour time frame. Whatever price is trying to give us here The first thing is that the character had changed here. You know, when we are trying to trade, because when you are trading a move, and we are saying that on the long run, we want to come to the downside, the price may come down right here from here and begin to go down. So we try to align ourselves that, okay, if this wave done, then the character change by falling off here. And because what we have here is not part of this wave, this is a complete wave. A character change is when the trend line is broken, then you must know that. Then when you look at that wave in itself, is it complete? When it's complete and what is forming is beyond what you say is part of that immediate wave, then it's a new wave in itself. So we know from here to here, it's a wave, and this one is complete. And this is a new wave, and eventually it gave us a B wave. So when you have like a bias of your trade towards a particular direction, all you can do is to go along your bias. You are trading along your bias, try to pick the top and give a stop loss that is tight. When it's tight, you know if price still want to further complicate or modify the structure, you are not going to be dragged in too much of a negative. And the fact that it's going against you, you must know that it is not that is not the natural direction or the habitat. It's still correcting. That's why it has gone against you. You must know these things and wait and look at the structure again until the structure is done. Except here, if you had noticed that and you want to go in line, of course, you want to sell because that is the natural way we are going. So if you want to sell, then immediately you get the structural change here, or falling out of the way falling out of character, you can close and pick a buy again. So here again, we are getting to the end of this. And so we are looking for a sell. We are looking for a sell. This is 78 here, and price is almost there. I think we saw it. Yeah, around this area is 78, 76, 78 area. This is 85, and this is 88. So price may just change its course around this area. But we have to look at what is building in this area. Could it be an ending diagonal? So we have to see this immediate wave as a possible 5 waves that is not extending. That is what we have to see, because if it's a zigzag to the upside, we had a zigzag, a zigzag like this, a B, and this is the second C of the zigzag. So this has given us an ABC in itself again, and this C of it has to be a 5-wave structure. That's what we are saying now. So we have to know that. So where are we? We turn to the 1 hour time frame here. So we turn to the 1 hour time frame here. We can see right from this move, like this, this is like an ABC of a 2. And here we are seeing a wave 3 building up here. Probably this is a wave 4 here. You know, probably this is a wave 4 here. Around this area, a 4. Then we now see a 1 and a 2. And inside of it, these two, probably we have done a wave 3 around this area. And we are trying to build a wave 4. Probably we have built a wave, this is probably a 3 or 4. Or we can say this is like a wave 3 in itself, because you have to look at the impulse. The impulse is what will tell us that this is the wave. Okay. This is a small impulse here. And this is another impulse here, which tells us is inside of what? A wave 3. A wave 3. So it's an impulse and impulse. So we can understand this. Probably wave 3 has ended here. Probably we've started a wave 5. Probably this is the last impulse of wave 3 of a 5, or 5 of the 3. And we're now doing the last 5, which is giving us an ending diagonal. So looking at this is the first impulse of that wave to the upside. This may be the second impulse to the upside, which is the wave 2. And this is wave 3. It might be the last wave 3 impulse. Wave 1 impulse, wave 3 impulse, a correction. Probably we need the last impulse to finish with 5 if it's an ending diagonal. And When we break the top here, we are looking, it may break the top or not, but we are hoping that it will break the top at least to rest at around 76, 78 area. From there, we will need the first impulse that will break at least this wave 4. So if this is 1, 2, 3, so and this is 4, we can know that it is an ending diagonal of a truth. It's between wave 1 and 2. The 4 will come in between wave 1 and a 2, and this can be an ending diagonal in the making. So if this one should go up, you can begin to count this as a 5 waves to the upside. And when you get to what you think is wave 3, you can pick a small sell. Now, you never can start with them. So when you are at the peak of where you think you are changing the direction, all you can do at first is to pick a small trade, a small lot size. Never at the beginning of any trade, never put in a big lot, because price may say, I'm not done, I'm still trying to extend. So you must know that. But if it is in line with our bias, we look at the structure and we look at, okay, does it look like an ending diagonal? So if you are able to count to the top, you can pick a small lot size to trade, and with your stingy stop loss in case it's going to break far above that. Then once the price comes down to break your primary fall, in this case, you know at least you can plan a bigger lot size and you are watching your trade. It's difficult for anybody. For me, I can only tell you if it's good. Like on Friday, I think I dropped a note on the up that said, allow gold to break the top again, because I can see the formation of an ending diagonal. I'm still going to go there. Ending diagonal, allow it to break the top again, and there is where you begin to look for your sell setup or sell to sell. By the time it was forming and completing, I got stopped with work and I couldn't give it. And that's why I'm not a signal provider, because I might not even see it on time. By the time I'm seeing it, it might be too late for you to enter. But if I've taught you, and like this channel, what I tend to do here is to teach you yourself to know, oh, this is what we are dealing with, and you can take your chances and begin to sell. And that's what it's all about. So we are seeing that we might be seeing an ending diagonal here, and these are areas of our decision. I've explained it. So when we turn to the lower time frame, like 15 minutes time frame, on the 15 minutes time frame, we can see that that is what is building up. Like we can see a 4 here after this impulse. The impulse signifies the third wave here, and this may be an ABC of the fourth wave, and we're now beginning to see, 1 and 2 impulse of the 3, because if it's an ending diagonal, you see, we would expect a 3, 3, 3, 3. 3 wave. If it's a leading diagonal, the first wave is 5, the second is 3, the third is 5, the fourth is 3, the fifth is 5. But if it's an ending diagonal, it's 3 waves that we will see. And it might be looking like that, as we have seen a 3 wave, 1, 2, 3 for 1. And here it's a more complex 2. And here for 3, it might be 1, 2, 3 of a 3. And here it's 1, 2, 3 of a 4. So, and we need to see the way and manner this one is going to go up. This one has broken a bit to the downside here. So it means that the 4 is still a bit to the downside around this area. So you do all of that to differentiate my 4. Then I might have to see this off. But the day, if you don't see it early, the day it breaks these 2 lines here, we are done. Price is coming down. But again, we are trying to catch the top and put in a small lot size around this area if you ever can catch it and watch what price is going to do thereafter. You might not be able to pick the first impulse, but the first impulse, when it's coming down, should break the first primary fall, which is this one. Now, having said that, I'm quickly going to get into the US dollar index on the 4-hour time frame. It's pretty much the same, but a bit different. What US dollar index is giving us is a bit different. The retracement on DXY, it's quite deep, but the retracement we are seeing on US dollar index is shallow with all the movement that the DXY is giving us. So you can see that the inside the DXY is around this area, far deep into this area. The US dollar index is just around 61.8. So again, we need to see, these are three characters. The first character of a big wave, the second character, and the last character is also divided into 3, 1, 2, and the 3. So this is going to be seen as the last character of the wave. Don't expect an 100% extension between these and these. You don't expect that. We look at what we are burning off. So that's what we are saying. So again, we draw a trend line to look at this character. Once we are up this character, this wave is gone. So that is what we want to see. So let's see the trend line in place. So that's the trend line in place. We are trying to see when we will burn out of that character or that structure. So far, we are seeing also a 5 wave to the upside. This may be a bit different, but we are going to be watching the two, both the DXY and the US dollar index, to tell where we are. This is the big trend structure of it. You have to look at what divides wave for wave. Yeah, probably a trend dividing these, another one this, another one this. But for the 3 now, that is a wave C to the upside, A, B, C to the upside as a wave 3. This is the trend line that is guiding them. So once we break out of here, the character completely has changed. We must know that. And so inside of that is a bit different. If you look at the 15 minutes time frame, it's a bit different. So we still need to see what we're trying to build here. This might be just the fourth wave. This might be 1 and 2. This might be the third wave, and this might be going into the 5th and the last wave. And this may just be part of the wave to finish up this one. We may break the top again or not. So it's a bit different, but it's winding down. That's what I can see here. It's winding down. So for now, I still need to make, once we begin to break this structure to the downside, might just mean that we are coming to the downside. This is one structure here. This is one structure at this point that we need to break to the downside before we know that we are coming down. So with that said, let's fire on quickly to euro dollar. You have to manage your trade. I'm just here to guide us. If I'm able to see it on time and give you, because actually I've been in some of these trades right from below you. Now, this is US dollar index. Sorry, euro dollar. Let's go to the daily time frame. Inside the daily time frame, we are seeing that this is what we have. We have this as a wave A and this as a B. And this is the first move to complete this to the downside. And we believe that this is going up, and the movement so far from here to here, it's a correction to this. That's what we believe. And we believe that we don't want to break this area now. But so far, with our move, this is an area we don't want to also break. When you are doing a wave 1 and a wave 2, you say your wave 2 should not break below 88 or 85. But once you are in a triangle, the triangle does not obey that. It doesn't see wave 1 and wave 2. It's saying an A, B, C, D, E. That's what it's saying, which we must know that. So we think that it's a triangle building up here. After the first move, this is the first move to the upside, and we want to see a triangle building up between this low. So if I bring it out, this is a triangle. We are seeing now, we believe that we are within the triangle. So If this is our move, our first move, we are seeing this as an A in the red, a B in the red, a C in the red, a D in the red, and this might just be the last wave to the downside for us to have a thrust to the upside. And that is what is happening now. That is what we believe is happening. So we don't want to break to the downside of this triangle, where the triangle is just an imaginary structure to guide us, but more or less you have to look at what the wave is really building up inside of those structure, and that which is very important. So the same way, I'm less interested in this breaking the low of this area or even coming to break the low of here because it's like a triangle now. So I'm more or less less interested. If it likes, break it. Once this one is not taken, the price is still going back to the upside. That I know. Because it's a triangle, price may want to come to this area, you know, and again, this triangle that is forming here is a wave 2. Within the triangle, it's difficult for you to say this is a wave 1 and this is a wave 2. It's difficult. You are seeing it as an A, B, C, D, E. That's what you can see. Maybe your 76, your 88, your 78 will come into it if you are looking at the entire structure as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to this side. So the triangle should not break the limit of wave 2. And that is what you can say. In that case, looking at it as a triangle that should not break the limit of wave 2 of that move. So we are telling ourselves that the last place really for price not to break, considering the whole movement to the downside from here, is this area. So you must understand, if price still comes to take the low, this is the area, this place that you don't expect this price to come and take. This is the area you don't want the price to come and take. Do I break it so that to distinguish it? So that's the area. Taking the whole of this triangle as a wave 2, it shouldn't break this area. So which means price may still break this area and forget about the line of this triangle. It may play alongside it, it may play alongside, but for now we are seeing an A, B, C, D, E. And we believe this is the last wave to the downside before we see an explosion to the upside. So, and that explosion will now be the first wave of wave 3. That is what I can see that this one is giving me on Euro USD, which is a bit different from, you know, US dollar index. It's a bit different. It's a bit different. It's also even different from DXY slightly. It's a bit different too. So, but these had played like a 5 waves. So one thing again we'll see is that when you are even dealing with a triangle, in a triangle, you know, the first wave of that triangle may be an impulse or not. The third may be an impulse or not. The last wave also may be an impulse or not. So, but oftentimes the first wave, the third, and the last wave will probably, you know, throw themselves in like something like an impulsive 5 waves format or whatever. So this is like a 5 waves format anyway, and we have a B, and we see an impulse in the C leg of this wave of the B of this, the third wave, and this is the fourth, which is the D, and this also is giving us impulse up and down like a zigzag. So we need to see, and where this is going to get terminated is what I don't know, but we have to look at the character of this wave. That's all we need to do. So let's go inside of the daily time frame. For now, we are still calling the price will not break this green area. That's what we are calling. We are calling that the price will not break this green area. That's what we are calling. That's the low of wave C, and this is a D, and this is a wave E coming to the downside. So we are believing that the price will not break that low, talk less of this low here. The low in the golden yellow. The low in the golden yellow. So because the area here is 5,300. So which for now, I don't believe that price should get to that. Price may not get there. I don't see this break below 1.0600 for now. If that happens, it's an opportunity for us to get into a bigger buy. So that's one thing. So if price goes down. So now we are out of character of this wave. If you draw your trend resistance, we are out of character of this wave. And this wave for me also is ended. And before we saw this, I said something during the week that this new wave also that was going up had fallen out of character and that we are coming to the downside. I said that these had fallen out of character. Though we tested 1.076, which I gave that we might see a reaction between 1.07 600 and 1.0800. So we saw reaction here and we began to break to the downside. So it's a new wave in itself. So we can see this as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave to the downside. So we might still break to the downside. We might still break to the downside. We might still break low of this particular move here. So you must know that because it's E. It's E. So one thing we would want to see is how price will react. If this is E, would price react before we break 88, 78? That is one thing we have to see. I won't be surprised. This is like 88 here. I won't be surprised if price still comes to this area. So you must know that. You must know that of this particular wave. You must know that. And of course, we are seeing reaction at 88 here, and price may not do more than that. Price may not do more than that. Price may come to 85. These are just areas that price may visit. Price may visit those areas. But a break out of here, once we break below here, we are going to break this. That's the meaning. You must know the behavior of what price can do. We are trying to work against this place now. So a break out of 176 means that we are going up again. We are done. So we must know that. So price may not break again. This is 78 of this wave C, sorry, wave D to the upside. That's 78 here. This is 85 and this is 88. So if price should break here, price is going to break this, take this to the downside. And most likely, price will come within this area. So if price breaks here, price is coming within this area before it goes up. So we must be aware of that. So we need to see character change around this area. But it's looking like price may push up from here. So we need to begin to see the inside of this wave and whatever is building up here. It's more clearer on DXY and more clearer on US dollar index that we are seeing something that looks like an ending diagonal in those two commodity. But here, maybe it's not looking like that. Probably it's going down like a 5-wave structure, maybe that. If I go to 1 minute time frame here, I'm sorry, 15 minutes time frame here. So it may be that is what we are seeing. So we need probably to see a break out of here first. So a break out of here means that we are going up. But with the number of times, a number of minutes and hours that we are spending here, price may just continue to, play around and go down a bit, probably kiss this area. Kiss this area again and bounce up. So price may do that. this did like as if wave 4 is broken and there was not real impulse. We need impulse. We need impulse. Then again, one thing I want to show us here on euro dollar is we knew we were out of character here, out of character here, out of character here, out of character here. Now we have to sum all the characters together. This trend line, trend resistance is summing all the characters, these. It has summed them up. A break out of this trend resistance tells you the whole triad of characters that you have as a big A and a big A, B, C here is done, and we are going up. That's another thing you must know. So we are ready to push up. That's what I'm trying to say now. We are ready to push up. And if they go down, we'll take it as we see it. DXY is saying that, USDollar is saying that we're ready to push down. And again, we are seeing something that tells us we might be pushing price up and the dollar might be falling. So that's what I'm seeing. And if we are wrong, it will only go down a little more before we push up. And that's all. Now, let's go to the NZD USD. I'm always teaching too long. NZD USD, what do we have here? NZD USD, I'm not going to waste more time here. I'm just going to go there. So what we see building up on NZD USD, we've had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we believe that we have finished this wave. And this wave in itself is like a 2 of this entire run. So that's what we are seeing. So we are seeing a 1 and a big 2, which, you know, it has given us a more complex structure like within a triangle here also. What I can see developing here within this area, it's we can see that this is like an A wave, an ABC of a wave, a B wave, and we are seeing a C wave, which may break to the downside. So if I bring out my drawing quickly, there is a tendency for price to come to this area. This will be an area where we might still see price to come. And if that begins to happen here, it means euro dollar would also break down low. It means euro dollar might also break down low. But for now, we are seeing this move as an A, B, C of a W, probably an X, and the last C of a Y, or the whole structure of this complex structure as an A, B, and this as the C. So the C wave we are probably is being divided into A, B, C. If this is going to thrust down, don't be surprised if we break up slightly and thrust down again. Don't be surprised. We might see one more impulse here. If we are going to go down, it will be an impulse that will break down and the price will bounce back to the upside. But this is a strong area that we can still come to. Like I said during the week, last week, I said around 1.0350, 380 area. You might pick your trade around this area. If we break that, if we should break low here, this is where we are coming to before we thrust back up. But at the same time, when you are trading, in line of trend, trade might not come here. It might just break up from here. So we are still waiting for this small move. If it's going to give us, then we'll take, further buy from here. And that will be a 2, a complete 2. Let's go to the last one, gold. Gold. You want to see gold load. Okay, so this is gold. But I believe we are done with gold. We are done with gold. And if we are seeing this, I believe this is the last impulse that we're going to see on gold. The first impulse of a five-way structure, the first impulse, the second correction, the third impulse, the fourth correction, and this is the last impulse. So this last impulse, has it ended or not? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. The way this impulse ended, and we saw this correction here, the way this impulse ended and we saw this correction here, I believe that this is the last impulse, and we might be going up, crawling up. Before you know it, we are going to break. So once we break here, we are going up. So this is the place to break for now. 2370 area or 69 area is a place to break. But I believe, are we done with this impulse? So we're going to go inside of it and begin to dissect what we are seeing on the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, potentially, are we still going to take the low? It will be interesting if that happens. It's an addition for us. But you know that because we believe that we are still going up and we are not changing direction yet, we don't expect the correction that came down to break wave 4 in the primary or in the intermediate. Let me use that word, in the intermediate. There are some things you must know and have at the back of your mind, which you must not use it to eat. And this is the primary 4 or the intermediate 4 here. And this is the low of intermediate 4. So we don't expect that this is going to come down and take the low of 2277. So if you are thinking that you're going to have these and these and have 100 extension to the downside, that is not going to happen. If we should break that, then something else is happening. So of course, this is still a 4 of this wave in itself around this area here. But this is the 4, a big 4 that, sorry, this 4, this is 5 here. Okay. I think we are more interested in this 4 around this area, that we should not take it. So let me go back to the 1 hour time frame here. All you can begin to do is structure for structure and take your opportunity once you think that one structure is completed. Now, in this structure here, like I said, that whatever is building up here is different from here. This wave is done here as a wave. The last wave here is done here. So we saw this as probably wave 1. And we saw this as A. If this is A, like a 3-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, and this is a B, this will be C. And like I said, a C is always an impulse. In terms of A, B, the C is an impulse. So this is looking like an impulse. If you don't know how to interpret this kind of an impulse, you'll think, oh, is engulfing candle, we are going down again to break the low. Me, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, and I've told you that even if you are seeing this as a 5-wave structure, the first impulse, the second impulse, the third impulse, we are going to go up and break here. That is what I can see on gold. So the thing is that at what level should we begin to look for buy? Now, if this is the first move of the 1, and we see this as A, B, C, because this actually reacted at about 161.8 extension of A to B. So if you take these between 1 here, this is wave A. So extension of wave A to the upside is almost at 161.8. It's almost also, what is coming down here is a wave C. In terms of what we know as a wave C, if this is like an A, B, and 161.8, you will expect that price will do a 1, 2, 3 to the downside. Okay, so we have to entertain that as well as a possibility. So if that is going to happen, what do we need to do? Let me bring out the drawing. Oof. So what we need to do, in that case, price may be breaking the primary fall here, which is on the yellow. So what we are saying is that if price is going to do that and give us a 1, 2, 3 from here, so a 1, 2, 3 to the downside will be here. And that is like calling for more bearish move, which I don't see for now. And that will be around this area. 1, 2, 3, it's there. I don't see this for now. If price is going to come down to that area, that will be the last, what price will do, 22.67. 22.67 is what price will do last if it's going to come, but the primary fall should not be taken. So I don't see price breaking 22.77. That's just like an 100 pips below or 100 point below primary or intermediate fall here. So let's go back inside of that wave and let me tell you how to proceed here. We are going to deal with this as we've done a wave 1, and this is a wave 2, the first part of wave 2. That's how to deal with it. So don't let us deal with it as an ABC. We'll deal with it as a wave 2, a 1, 1, 2, 3, ABC of a wave 2. Then we are seeing these as the third wave, the fourth part of third wave. So if we are seeing these as move as the third part of first wave, third wave, then we are going to see these as, or you can say an A, B, and a C. We can still do that, but again, we are running against the correction of this B wave. So we want to see what is going to do in this B wave, which is from here to this point. What kind of correction are we going to have? The first is to look at this wave in itself. If this is an A and a B and a C of this wave, we are first have to look at the correction of this wave against this wave and against this wave, the next. So if we are going to do that, against this wave, we don't want to violate 76. So what has price done? Price has violated 76. So it is not against this wave. The move to the downside is not against this C wave to the upside of A, B, C. So it's against this, the whole movement to the upside. So we now take it from here, which is this end of wave A here, and take it up. So we are seeing 76 here. 76 area is an area you should be looking for your opportunity to buy if price will come there and not break 88 or 85. 85, it's at the low here. So we don't want to see price taking this area. Even if it kicks, overshoots a bit, it shouldn't break 88 before we go up. So in case you want to buy from here, you are just want to buy and take a little risk here. If it breaks below this level here, it's going to break this area, it's going to break this area. So that's how to take it. But now, we saw this correction, and when I saw 3 and a 4 here, I said we are building an ending diagonal here on a Friday, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. And we went to the downside to take out all of this. We took this primary fall. If you saw it at this area, this is an area you should probably take an opportunity to sell. But now we are coming down. So are we out of character of this immediate wave? We are going to be out of character of this immediate wave here if we break here. If we break here. So all we need to do is to make, when an impulse comes down, it's going to is going to come down in 5 waves in itself. So when an impulse travels to the downside, it's going to travel in 5 waves. So we need to see, can we make any 5 waves here? And if we turn to the upside and we are going up, the approach is to see as if we are trying to correct this entire run of complete 5 waves as a 2 for further downside. And if we begin to progress and go up further up, breaking 76, you know that we are going up again. So I see this move as the last move to the downside for now, and we want to see if it's completed or not. So let me quickly turn to the 5 minutes time frame from here. So 15 minutes time frame from here, 5 minutes time frame from here, to show you inside of this wave 4 again, inside of this wave 4, after this big 4, the ending diagonal here as a 3-wave structure, you can see that we have a wave 1 here, and this is an A, B, C of that 2, A, B, C of that 2, and probably a wave 3 here, maybe a 1, 2, 3 here, a 1, 2, 3 of 4, and the last one a 1, 2, 3 of 5 here, which is what it came down here. So up, we can say 5 has ended here as a truncation or slightly beyond wave 3. Yeah, slightly beyond wave 3, almost touching 161.8 extension from here down to wave C, I mean to wave A. So now in this waves that came down itself, we can see this is a wave 1 and wave 2 here, a wave 1 A, B, C here. So this is the height of a wave 2 here, and we are seeing as if this may be a wave 3 and a primary 4 around this area. Probably we are seeing that we want to finish up this wave. So this may waste more time here, but once we begin to break above here again, we are going up. So resistance now, it's against 23.31 to buy. So if we put our buy order here at around 223.14.60 or 23.14.50, let's see what price, if it's going to still come down. But we need to see what structure is going to build up here. Price is just running out of here, But once we cross this line, whatever wave that is building up will be completely out of character of this wave. I think that's the essence of teaching you what character is all about. Once this price cross this, is completely out of character of this entire run to the downside. So anything you see, you maybe just pick your buy because it's out of character. Price may just trust down a bit. If it picks you here, if it doesn't pick you and it's going up, you may just do an instant buy, just follow the price to the upside, and that's what. And if it's going to go down, then a tight stop loss probably around this area, and we you know, from here to this area we are out. Wait for what price is going to do before we go. But I want to believe that this is almost done. This is almost done. It's almost done, completed. So we may just have a major 4. This may just be a major 4 here. After wave 3 has ended, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 has ended here. Probably we are going to run a wave 5 without breaking this, wave 4 without breaking this top. Then come down one more time to do a wave 5, then begin to go up. That's what I can say here. With that, I've spent quite a lot. It's lengthy. I don't know if you like it. See you during the week. Bye.